Falco has so many easy hits that do nothing versus Falcon. You have to really like find, you know, comb through all the hits and go for the few that actually lead to something.
Well, the big thing I think in this matchup is that on the Falcon's end, those little hits definitely feel bad. Like each time you're getting lasered, it feels kind of bad, right? Especially if you're not doing like the dash out of lasered kind of stuff that you can't do to get out of it. It feels bad though. So it's up to the Falcon to not throw out something silly so that the Falco can then punish that. Because you're right, like the lasers in particular and even like some of those stray neutral airs are not the greatest, right? They don't give you so many openings like a shine or a down or an up tilt would for Falco.
But the thing is, the laser works as an enabler for the rest of your kit.
Exactly.
And you have to take that too. But what I see is that a lot of Falcos, they'll get the enabler and then they won't read the roll at all, for example. And like they'll go for something that even if it hits, it doesn't lead to a lot. Like maybe they'll go for a back air here and, you know, Wizzrobe just slides the ledge. Whereas if you hit the laser and you get the pressure, you really want to go for like the higher ward follow-up. Because every time Wizzrobe hits you, it's going to be a knee like that, or a tech chase, a knockdown, and you are going to explode.
Yeah, very reliably. He's also gone for 4 spot touch reads in the first, like, 4 directions.
Yes.
Oh, no. Every single... no, that might be a KO. Should be a death.
Oh, at least trades. That's good recognition. I really like... So, Magi knows this matchup, and I can tell by the way she lasers, which is you really only want to do high lasers, because especially versus Wizzrobe, he's not going to go for, like, the side beat to call it out. And every aerial he does is just going to go over the regular ones.
This is a rough first game. This is not like a true free stock. It's been a very unfortunate game.
This is a game where I feel like Magi kind of lost herself.
Yeah, I mean, most of them are just SDs and kind of no-place moves.
This is good, though. Get your footing. Get your footing. If you can get your footing at the end of a game like this, it's still good enough for the next game. Yeah.
The tough part is I feel like Wizzrobe is one of the hardest people to get your footing on. Because once you get grabbed or once you get hit, you're just kind of stuck in this animation for a long time, right? So getting your footing in against Wizzy in particular is kind of difficult.
Just kind of have to try to find a way to lock him down. So the thing about Wizzy is, I know most people know this, but he has a lot of very predictable habits.
Like right there.
And even if he mixes them up, that's just death.
So right there, Magi did something I wanted every Falco to do for ages, which is that Wizzrobe will always roll out a shield at like exactly the same timing. And Falco is fast enough that you can do your pressure and wave dash out, and then confirm if they rolled or not. And then you still get your pressure, and you can still cover the roll in a lot of spots. And Magi's hit that 3 or 4 times. She dropped the punish the earlier game. This time, they've not dropped the punish. She is just hitting the punish. This is perfect.
This is why FDs were rough for Falcon. Both Spaceys annihilate Falcon on FD.
I agree.
And the lasers are just a lot harder to deal with, too. So you get a lot more kind of like kooky interactions from the Falcon's end. Because you're trying to just like close the distance. And sometimes you'll do it optimally.
I know people love to go for stuff like that up smash, but that's exactly why you don't do it. No, she does it all the time against me.
Okay.
She literally, like, goes for whatever reason, she always likes to go for the up smash on laser reset at like really high percent. I don't think it's good,
no,
but she does love
the same thing, because F smash you can unsatech, but you can't unsatech above like 100. Eventually it does too much knockback, and at 170 there's no way that they can unsatech it.
I think down tilt also would have just killed both times.
Yeah, but down tilt wouldn't have reached either.
You could dash up.
Yeah. Well, could have done. Oh, no. That was so scary right there. You have to wait for the shine to knockback stack in order to do that down air. If you do too early, the down air cancels the shine knockback, and you instantly put him back on the ground.
I don't know if I like the S smash across the stage. I feel like there's something better you can do. I don't know if
there is.
Though. But this is very, very dominant. Also, unlike the last game where Magic kind of SD'd 3 times, this has been just a straight like domination game.
Yeah.
This has been a game where I feel like everything Magic did game 1 has worked this time, and it's not because of the stage as much as just because there were some obvious drops.
Yeah. Like not jumping off the stage 3 times.
True.
She thought Wizzy jumped a lot.
Yeah, she has the catch Wizzy jump a lot.
I really don't like the instant double jumps from Magi here, because it's barely faster than a full jump. And even if you get it, it's like, why wouldn't you just full jump? And if you miss it, you know, you die. However, when you're up to 2 free stocks, then you know you can do what you want.
But Wizzy is very scared to do that against. I have had 3 or 4 sets against him where it's like, I'm about to win. It's like, I have 3 stocks, he has 1. This exact situation, I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And then I do 2 stupid things. I'm like, oh, it's last stock.
Yeah, now you're scared.
Never mind.
An instant double jump is the easiest way for that to happen, because even at 0, just hitting a stray knee, that is...
Especially as Falco, you're dead.
Yeah, you're dead.
What's up, hey, Ginger?
We got him on the middle.
Ginger coming on here. Oh, good roll read.
Hello.
So,
Hello.
How do you feel about this matchup? Have you been watching the first 2 games?
No, I just noticed that it was going on, so I figured I would hop over and give my top-level insight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Love to hear it, the expert.
So what's been going on? Tell me the tale of the set.
The first game, Magi SD'd basically 2 or 3 times, so that's kind of a whatever game.
yeah.
Okay.
Second game, Magi actually turned it up and did a lot more kind of spacing-based kind of neutral on FD. Really good like laser control and
Very hard. Hit very hard.
Yeah,
very
so
hard, yeah.
Nice.
everything she tried to do game 1, she kind of like SD'd out of, and then game 2, she just hit the stuff she was going for game 1 and absolutely kind of destroyed him. 2-stocked him, and it did not look like even at all. I think the main thing is that she's getting so much from reading Wizzrobe's rolls, getting like a laser shine in, and then going for the roll, and I think she's killed him like at least 2 or 3 times from it.
Yeah. She's exploiting Wizzy's habits very well right now.
yeah.
Which
I mean,
is-
that's what you
have
guys
to
were
do.
talking about.
Yeah,
That
you
Wizzy
have to
has
do it
some
against them.
predictability in his neutral, but a lot of players would be kind of scared to go in and punish that because of how strong Wizzy's punish game is.
The more you play him, the more you're like, oh wow, it actually doesn't change.
Right.
But it's also what makes him good, which is why it's like a double-edged sword.
For sure. I think versus Falco specifically, it's extra bad because she's so good at setting up the situation that, you know, Wizzrobe is bad in, because you can't really play neutral the same way. You see how anytime you laser, you set up the pressure, and if you're predictable in the pressure, that's really hard.
Yeah.
So, it's interesting that you brought up that Magi's covering the rolls, because I think very specifically against Wizzrobe, that spacing, if you're holding position, is very strong. So if you do like a Shine Wave Dash back and he's holding shield, he doesn't really do anything that would dissuade you from just standing there and reacting.
Yeah, and that's what she does.
Yeah, exactly. That's very good to do. There's some small things you can do on the Falcon side, like wave dash, that kind of get spooky, like if you wave dash forward jab.
Yeah.
But Wizzrobe's not the type of player to create a scramble situation with jabs and then like play out some awkward scramble. He's very more set play based, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly. And despite that, he's also someone who hits very hard.
Absolutely.
I think this here came from Magi missing a roll read and then dying and then reset to neutral and then died again. This was even not too long ago.
Yep. And that's why I said you cannot do anything. You're going to probably die off this. That's it.
So right there,
Straight up dead.
Ginger, you probably saw it too. The medium, high, low laser. Every aerial Falcon does goes over that laser, and there's really very little reason to do, you know, a lower laser. It's only versus side B, but Wizzrobe, again, not the type of Falcon to go for side B that often.
Not the type of Falcon. So, I mean, that's an amazing point. One interesting thing is that there's essentially 2 schools of thought when it comes to the laser heights in this matchup. You either shoot the low lasers, which means that you essentially have more frame advantage if the laser hits, and you're also a little bit more quickly actionable after you shoot the laser, which can be a good thing, but you don't protect yourself from the aerials. So, if you're gonna shoot the low lasers, the only thing you have to worry about is the aerials.
Yeah.
So it's so tough for me to see a situation where Magi's shooting those low lasers, but still getting hit by the nair, because it's like, well, if you had chosen to do the low laser, aren't you specifically looking to cover the nair? But it doesn't seem like that amount of specificity was actually going into the play.
No, I think the main thing is if you have them in pressure already, then the low laser is really good. But if wow, that's unfortunate. But if you're far away and it's like true neutral, so to speak, dang.
Dude, he goes for these double knees. One really quick thing I want to bring up is, did you guys see the Aklo clip where he did the wait on Yoshi's to roll towards Randall?
Yep.
I was trying to do the same thing against Wizzrobe at main stage, and then he would just double knee me.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, double knee not only is amazing against that because he knows I'm going to miss tech and then wait, but on top of that, it's Yoshi, so I'm going to die off the side literally every time he double knees.
Yeah.
So it's
Especially
very
Falco.
strong counterplay.
For sure.
I think even in the tech tape situation, just talking about double knees, there's a lot of times where you're going to be teching in place near to the sides of the stage.
Yep.
And that happens a lot because you're kind of getting out of the Wizzrobe tech chases, right? But at around 40%, double knee will just KO you every single time. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Also, at higher percents, after the throw, you have enough frame advantage to just do the knee and still cover every other option.
Yeah.
So it's not even I'm guessing. However, what we're talking about right here at lower percents, Wizzrobe has started guessing on the techs more. It's something I noticed when playing in the friendlies, that he's actively foregoing some of the tech chase stuff if it's gonna set up like a slide off immediately. If he gets to go across the entire stage, then he'll go for it every time. But if you can get a slide off, then he might just go for like the double knee read.
Nice, covering the roll.
You also need to make sure that the grab before you get to ledge, you're DIing properly so that the next grab sets up for you to get slide off.
You can't miss that tech. You cannot miss that tech.
And it's even. That's not even.
You can also condition Wizzy to read tech in place pretty reliably.
Yes. I think up air would have killed there, to be honest.
The more you tech in place, the more he will start reading it. And so at that point, you can kind of rely on him like reading it and get out of his tech chase.
Oh!
This is really
Covers
good pressure.
the roll the whole time, but then messes up the up tilt. Does a short hop up air.
Don't be stressed here. You can't be too stressed here.
Yeah,
Anything you do is fine.
You just have to avoid nair.
And not get hit by that.
You
Yeah,
just
you
have
have
to
to
avoid
hold
nair.
the grab.
Game.
Nair
Okay.
grab.
God,
A little late
Falcon,
on it.
Don't be a bum.
Yeah.
Oh, Magi is playing a little bit too
Stuck
careful.
in a tech seal.
A
Oh,
little
no.
bit too
Okay,
careful.
up throw.
Oh, yeah, but they just killed.
Just kick
That's gonna
him.
kill.
Oh my
That's
god.
crazy. So right there, I think Magi was misunderstanding the percents a little bit. I think it's super good to be on the platforms before like nair and upper knocks down, but I think it was barely that, you know, she was going to get knocked down and then instantly die.
Yeah.
And then she got grabbed anyways. But it worked out. Get up attack, great.
It did work out. I'm really surprised that Wizzrobe up throwed there.
I miss him, but
It has to be, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's confusing to me, right? Because you want to press down. So,
Snapback?
like,
no, wasn't it a forward throw
You
situation?
could
maybe?
do forward throw there just because he's so high. Sorry,
Falcon.
Magi is so high percent.
No, no, it's the opposite.
it was the opposite. Magi was at like 0, but
Yeah.
they were near the ledge. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
remember
yeah.
what way they were facing. That
Sorry,
might
Falcon
have-
was at high percent.
Might have
Yeah,
been
sorry.
preferable though. Yeah, because you might want to set up an edge guard, right?
Right.
Instead of like, oh, I got to go for this long tech chase. On top of that, miss tech now becomes sort of a little bit more of a mix-up because get up attack knocks down. So I see what you're saying.
Well, this is game 5. This would be, I'm pretty sure, Magi's biggest win,
For sure.
if I remember correctly. She beat Plups Fox at Online Summit.
She did beat Mango.
Mango, but at that point, I think, well, Mango's probably ranked around where Wizzy was now.
So right there, I really dislike what Magi did in that she wasn't trying to set up the slide off at all. She was just trying to execution test Wizzrobe, and if there's any person in the world you don't want to execution test, it's Wizzrobe.
Okay,
Nice.
so calling out the dashbacks there is really interesting. This is another one of those situations I like to think that Wizzrobe is very set in his ways in. Oh,
Yeah.
that's not how you enter it. Sorry.
Oh, what are you doing?
Wow.
The thing is, you can't let Falcon back like that, especially when it's Wizzrobe, because he will kill you. Luckily, she cleans up the stock regardless. But, okay, so calling out those dashbacks is very scary with approaching laser. If you do that approaching laser, in general, risk-reward is not going to be in your favor, especially, again, just touching on Wizzrobe's punish game, especially when he can literally kill you off of him guessing the mix-up correctly. You're not going to kill him off of calling out the dashback in general.
Really bad.
Yeah. I think in general, doing like a slight drift back or very slight drift forward laser to set up, you know, the pressure is super good. But as soon as you have that laser, and you know, that's kind of when you can do it. But doing it raw like Magi did, that's so scary.
Wizzy looking a little nervous. He's messing up a lot of tech right now.
Yeah.
He messed up 2 reads that he definitely had, and he's messed up like a gentleman. He looks a little shook. And that is messing up a
And
recovery.
he could have also upbeat a little faster
Yeah.
too. This is
I think Magi has to recognize that she's in the driver's seat right now. Don't get antsy. That right there was a laser towards, and as soon as you laser towards, that might be death. There was you were so far away that Falcon can't actually threaten you with anything if you just keep lasering in place there.
Yeah, so another Falco thing is, in general, there's a spacing that you play for against almost every character in the game. But that spacing is very dangerous against Captain Falcon specifically, so you have to be very careful about that.
You want to be slightly further away versus Falcon because he has his...
huge miss.
Wow, really good back here, though.
And this should be killed.
What happened?
I
He
can
got like a
explain.
slide up on the up B.
I play Falcon, I can explain. So on this stage specifically, every time you do an up B slide above stage, the stage will push you off and you'll be actionable immediately. It happens on Yoshi's, this stage, and on FOD, I think. On other stages, you have to drift back, but here you can just get it without any drift. And it's actually super useful on recovery, but only if you're prepared for it, which Wizzrobe was not.
This is actually very intense. That's a huge drop.
Huge.
Yeah, but he's going to side beyond get up. That's the Wizzy. He
Every
loves
time.
doing it.
Magi.
Good tech in place there. Wasn't fast enough to get over there. That's going to be
gonna
death.
be a kill.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
67
stop
minutes,
game
so
we
5.
haven't seen that particular down air too much from Wizzy actually in this entire set, where he does like the drift back in against the neutral exchange with the down air.
Oh my god, that was so risky.
Just
Not
look
at
out
zero.
for
Not
nair.
at zero.
Please
Could have gotten
look
rash
out
hands
for
grabbed.
No, with
Tries to
the,
cover
well,
the
yeah,
roll,
but it's a
no
drift
roll.
back. Oh,
Oh no! Oh no!
This
Do
is-
one get up attack, I swear to
Yeah,
God.
do
Don't take in place.
But the thing is, don't take it. Now you're
Oh
at
my
a percent
god.
where you can't do the get up attack because then you get need.
Yeah, you should
Yeah.
definitely done it at the start. If you do get up attack at the start there's 0 risk, and
Awesome.
then you
Oh, they should have
Jab
grabbed that
grab.
jab. Wizzy's
Oh,
crazy.
no!
He turned around.
accidental turnaround.
That's it. That's it.
Kill.
Magi!
Magi
takes it!
wins.
He got that turnaround because if you don't jump cancel the grab, you can get that turnaround really easily. But jump cancel is also slower.
Is that a Gunway thing?
No, that's
Okay.
that's happened on vanilla controls for years.
Dang, that's so unfortunate. I feel really good for
Oh my
Magi, but
God.
really bad for Wizzrobe. That's such a unfortunate way for that to end.
A lot of drops from Wizzy.
Yeah.
Like, a couple of SDs as well. Jeez.
I think Magi after Mango is probably the best Falco at calling out Wizzrobe's defensive habits. Would you agree? I think throughout, even before you joined, there were so many times where she just got stock after stock, basically only setting that up. And I think when we talked about approaching laser, I think it's extra good versus Wizzrobe specifically because of predictable defensive habits.
Yep.
But versus Falcon in general, it's a lot scarier.
Yeah, no, I agree. Once I came on the couch, I did feel like Wizzrobe was making adjustments,
Yeah.
but not so many like proactive adjustments. It was a lot of like he would hold shield for slightly longer,
Yeah.
and it's like that's not gonna get you a kill or something.
No. Look, also here. Oh no, they skipped the.
What's going on, Magi?
Good job
What have you
there.
got to say? How do you feel?
What's up, Magi?
Fucking good.
Yeah, that was really well played.
I lost, or the games that I lost so bad. I was like, damn, that sucks.
A lot of that was just on you, though. It was like you
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
playing.
yeah.
making
I
clubs.
felt pretty just like iced out today. Like didn't like I wasn't like feeling like, oh yeah, I'm about to play at fucking Summit against Wizzrobe
Yeah.
round
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I'm definitely feeling it, but no, I near the end he also got he SD'd a lot and like he dropped a lot of shit.
Yeah.
All I could think about with this shot was like, please, just please hold up, like one time. Hold up. Yeah.
You look really comfortable versus Falcon. What did
Yeah.
you do to prepare?
Shep was like the main one who helped me out in the matchup. He was just like, treat Falcon like a mid tier, like a
Yes.
floaty. Don't treat him like a fast or like a worse spacey. Like you can't play against Falcon like a spacey. So I think that said, I was able to just like, okay. Near the end, I was like, especially when I was up 2-1, I was like, okay, just high laser. Don't go too crazy. Like don't like I was able to like stand still in front of his shield near the end too, which I was like really proud of. 'Cause, like that's like really important. Just like don't fucking do some dumb shit on his shield, please. So it worked out.
It did.
And you shook it off after game one. Game
Yeah,
one, it was
thank
kind of a rough game.
Would
Game
you
one
agree? Would you agree that game one, everything you did, it just kind of worked game two? Like, I feel like you did similar stuff, but you dropped it like many times game one, and then game two, it worked out flawlessly.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I did too many changes for my game plan throughout the set.
Yeah, it
I
looked
kind of
pretty
just
stagnant.
tried to
Yeah.
play the matchup because I felt like the matchup is like not black and white enough, but like it's like clear enough that you can just follow one plan and then deviate a little bit every once in a while. But the games that I lost, or the times that I lost, I felt like it wasn't too much like deviating, or I didn't adapt well enough. It was just like I kind of deviated from what I was supposed to do in the first place. So, yeah.
I definitely think like that matchup can be flow shorted so hard
Yeah,
from
yeah.
both sides, and I really like the way you were slowly opening him up with like slight advancing lasers, not
Yeah.
the full one, because Falcon can't aerial into you if you
Right,
do that,
right.
and setting that up, I feel like a lot of Falcos they'll go for like the approach when Falcon isn't really scared, like
Right.
whereas you were setting up the pressure, and then as soon as you have that, that's when you can start opening him up. But you have to have that first preparation before you can do it.
Right, like especially with like approaching laser against Falcon, like if you're like trying to laser his shield specifically, like take laser Nair, take laser Gentleman, like especially take laser Gentleman has been happening to me a lot. So that's why I'm like, okay, I need to like really make sure he can't press buttons against me, or like that he's scared enough he's in shield or something, then I can actually close in.
So, in my opinion, the matchup, it's really good for Falcon until you abuse how bad he is in shield. And I think Falco has all the tools to do that, but it requires you to like forego the easy stuff. You have to really be patient, disciplined, and set that up. And I think one thing you did extremely well was that you recognize his defensive habits. And a lot of Falcos, they'll do their, set pressure on shield, whereas you'd go into him and then you'd wave dash back or, set up a reaction, because Falcon can't hurt you out of shield unreactably if you space properly. And you did that and you reacted to a roll, and if he rolled away, continue pressuring, no stage left, Falcon sucks without stage. Roll in, that's a punish, and he's dead. And it was so good to see I'm really impressed.
Thank you. Yeah, you summed up everything that I would say about the matchup for sure. It's literally just all of that. You just can't overextend. You will die. You will die if you get hit.
Especially against him.
Against him, when I got grabbed last stock, I was like,
Oh, no.
fucking fantastic. Dude.
I was going to ask how you felt. I was like, okay, last stock, you're like, I'm up 2 stocks to 1, you get stomp need. Okay, you're back down on the ground, just high laser. Oh, God.
It was definitely just like, okay, just don't tech in place all the time. That's all I could think about. Just like tech.
Yep,
I
yep.
like
Just don't take a
defaulting to
place.
tech roll in. Tech rolling out just kills you a lot of the time. So I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna tech roll in. I'm not gonna bother with the mistech shit. Like he's got me in that way, and I was just like. Yeah, I mean, all we could do is just sit here and fucking hope he drops it. Especially when he grabbed me the second time, I was like, dude, no.
Yeah.
I thought I lost there, but
We all kind of screamed
Yeah.
when the very last grab.
Weird
where
jab grab.
Jab grab,
where
yeah.
he turned around and it just missed the grab, and then you got that. I'm like, dang. However, I think you shine might have been fast enough, anyways. But
yeah, maybe. I'm so bad with frame 1 shine on the wake up.
It was such a close set at the end there.
Yeah, thank you.
Good
Congrats.
stuff. Good stuff.
Congrats.
Best win in a best of 5. Sorry, let me rephrase on the mango set.
Whoa, I like that.
I play Leffen now too.
That was hype.
Whoa, Leffen out. That's a hard pool.
I want to watch Fox Falco.
Yeah, same. That's my favorite matchup to watch.
Man, there's been some crazy upsets already. Like
It's so
the
fun.
pools are getting all sorts of messed up. All sorts of messed up. What is going on?
They are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Crazy.
right. We had upsets in the first pool too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
We should have had
SFAT
an
over
upset in
Mango,
my
right?
pool.
What's
No,
that? Yeah,
we shouldn't
SFAT
have.
over Mango.
That's
SFAT over
exciting.
Mango.
We should have had a functioning controller in our pool.
Well, we did. We had one. We didn't
Oh,
have
true,
two.
true.
We didn't have two.
Yours was functioning. That's a good point.
Is everyone having problem? Everyone's having problems.
Everyone with the Goom Wave is having a problem right now.
What's going on?
I'm having like I said earlier, it will randomly drop a dash and you'll get a walk for no real reason. It will randomly double jump. And very very occasionally, if I'm like like if you're on ledge, you'll get like the backwards jump instead of neutral jump.
Yeah.
And if you know what the backwards jump off ledge looks like, you don't want to get that by
No,
accident.
you do not.
It's a bad thing to get.
Right. But before we get into more Smash Summit 12, we're going to cut to a quick commercial break. Stay tuned. We will be right back.